Oh shit! Look who's back again. Just can't get rid of us, can they? Like a fly in the ointment,
Or a herpy.
like jock itch caused by herpes.
For music lovers only, the podcast, Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. An epic podcast genetically altered to share the host's favorite music with you. A different topic each week. Tune in to see what we talk about this week. Like, follow, and subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and Amazon Music.
Bam! Here we are again.
I'm awake, I swear.
Barely.
Barely. I didn't even wear a hat today. I mean, I feel like no one's wearing hats, but, you know, most of us have hair.
Yeah, we have hair. What's going on, Mr. Joshua Ricks? How you doing tonight? We're going to talk some diss tracks tonight. All the beefing. I just kind of felt like we were talking just a minute ago. I've got this probably unhealthy obsession with diss tracks and the stories that go behind them. And, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure that 99.9% of diss tracks are just to get publicity. You know, get, just publicity stunts. But they're still funny.
And they can also be jokes. I mean, like, you know, some of mine or two of mine are jokes. Like, it's just like, you know, it's two different groups that have toured together, and they're just talking shit on each other.
We're doing Russian Bow to go first, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
God, I hope that's me. God, I hope I win.
Now I hope that it's me too after hearing you describing one.
Oh, I guarantee you don't know this.
Okay, good.
So I thought I was gonna draw names out of hat because that seems a little less lag involved.
Well, you got a hat and you got names?
I don't. I was going to. I'm slacking. Give me two shakes of a lamb's tail, and maybe I can.
Damn it, Josh! You're like the rest of us.
I thought of this really great idea, but then I didn't do it.
Right? I was going to fix everything.
And I don't have a pencil here, so that sucks.
Oh, you're an artist. You should have a pencil in your house.
I got my stylus. I got one in my house. Maybe. Oh, we're off to a good start.
I have 3 pens in front of me, and an art boy over here doesn't have a pencil. Here, Josh. I've got a couple for you. You need one?
Okay, hey, thanks. You got a piece of paper? I got the paper.
Yeah, we got some pens. Got some paper.
I've got a piece of paper right here.
We got all the shit you need.
All right. So what's everybody been doing all week? Some banter while I do this.
I quit my job on Friday.
I seen that.
Yeah, it was pretty weird. One of my coworkers quit, and turns out that they've been plotting on getting rid of me for like over a month now, and like swearing guys to secrecy. And so they were gonna fire me on Thursday. So my coworker decided to screw this. Not gonna let these guys blindside him. So he quit. So then they couldn't let me go. And therefore, and then he called me that day, and he was just like, "Hey, they're gonna fire you, and it's nothing you've done, but we're not making the company's not making that much money or as much money to employ somebody else. So they were gonna get rid of one guy, and basically what was said was, well, if it becomes between him and a white guy, he can go mow lawns."
What the fuck?
And so he told me this, and so he's like, here's what you got to do. He's like, knowing this, I was like, well, I'm just gonna go put my keys up there. He's like, no, just do your route tomorrow, and then put your key on the table and say, gonna go get my mower. But that I didn't say that, but I just like, but yeah, it was a backstabby deal, but man, the mind boner that you get right when you blindside your boss right in the face and just like, hey, here's your key.
Dude, that was one of my favorite moments. Last June, I quit my job at Dillon's, and I went to their little morning huddle, and they're like, does anybody have an uplift? I'm like, yeah, I don't have to fucking work here anymore.
It's like, what? Yeah. Better days ahead of me.
Everybody said James and Alex. I don't know if you know Professor Beats.
Do not know Professor Beats. Hi, I'm Alex.
What's going on?
That's James.
This week, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. What you been doing?
Oh, I've been working out in the heat, tearing down trees and landscaping, hardscaping, stuff like that, and doing my own work at my house. I'm about to close the sod and cleaning up my house, so it's been a pretty tiring week.
See, I think that's cultural appropriation. You're taking my people's jobs.
Say, dude. Like making sure to specify it's your house so that Alex doesn't feel offended.
Hey, man, are you guys hiring?
Sadly, well, man, like I wish, I get paid pretty decent, but some days, we just don't have the work. So, it's kind of I'm hoping some more work's going to be coming more, fluently, because if not, I got to go find something, because right now, I mean, it's good money, but, if I can't work like a full work week and get ahead of bills and stuff like that, it's just going to become.
You're not playing catch up?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing all right, but it's like, I really need to be getting ahead of a lot of stuff instead of just maintaining.
Fucks the flow up.
Yeah. I got expensive hobbies.
So do I, man. This is one of them. That's just expensive. The price to have fun is surprisingly high.
To do anything in the world today is surprisingly high. It's every time I leave the house, I mean, there's $20-$40 if that minimum. So it's like a lot of people don't think that. You average that out to a month, and then you average that to a year, and it's like, holy crap, man, you are just spending tons of money all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, I got a little question of the day. We kind of ask questions, and sometimes I give heads up. I didn't, this one's kind of just, I got a little random question generator. I just cheated.
You filthy.
I know. What is something you predict will exist in 10 years that doesn't exist today?
Well, my dignity.
10 years, you think you'll have dignity?
Hopefully. I've been trying to have it for a long time, but I think maybe I hope by 48, right before I turn 50, I'll be like, that'll be my birthday present. It'll just come like in a nice little box, and like, oh, here's your dignity. You finally found it. You can stop being such a weirdo.
Like the suitcase in Pulp Fiction.
Exactly.
or the box in Seven.
Yeah. No. What's in the box? Your dignity.
Or Justin Timberlake.
Really weird.
My dignity
looks like a severed head.
Yeah, there you go. Just name your penis dignity. Stick it in a box.
I don't know if they have them or not, but probably robot butlers, AI butlers, and chauffeur.
Oh, I'd like to change. I'd like to caveat or piggyback on that and change my response. AI. I'm going to be PG about it. Partners.
Because I took it down.
So I don't have to.
I don't care if she comes down here. I don't want her.
I can go do whatever the fuck I want, and then just like press a button, and be like, okay, power down. I'm going to go do things, and press the button like, all right, 60.
It'd be nice if it ends up working like that. There's a lot of major concerns about what's going to happen with all of that technology, and because right now America has no regulation on it, and it's kind of scared a lot of the world.
Fear is castration.
Yeah.
What's going on, Russ Young? I'm coming in on YouTube, but we're just getting ready to talk some music. We got our favorite diss songs. I've got an unhealthy obsession with diss songs and their stories, and so I just thought it would be interesting.
I think I know what's gonna come in 10 years. Detachable genitalia.
Huh?
That's what we're gonna have. You're gonna be able to test drive what gender you want to be.
Prosthetic.
Dude, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And another thing I would like is being able to sue your parents for having you without your consent.
Oh, that's on its way. That's for sure.
That's going to be in 5 years.
That's going to be in 5 years. So mine are both dead. They don't have proper legal counsel in the afterlife.
I have a healthy relationship with my remaining parents, so I do not feel your discontent on this.
I didn't ask to be here. I'll see you in court next Tuesday.
Yeah. Thanks for getting laid, Ma.
We're going to be suing for libel.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking pussy are you? You slept with that?
You could have done better, Ma.
You could have done. Ma, we could be living in Beverly Hills right now.
All right, so I drew a name while we were shenaniganing it up. It's Mr. Alex.
I'm first.
You're our first. I don't know if anybody can see it to prove I ain't lying.
Nobody can read that. Yeah.
I can. It's okay. I'll take it because I only have 3, so it's gonna go pretty quick. Because I couldn't think of any other diss tracks. But so number 3 is "Open Season is Closed" by Hepcat.
Open Season is Closed by Hubcap.
Hepcat.
I've never heard of it.
Hepcat. HEPCAT. Really great ska band, ska and reggae band from LA. And so they didn't have beef because they all worked together and they've all played shows together. But they had beef with this band called the Stubborn All-Stars, which is number 2 because the song is Open Season. So that's what I was talking about. It's a diss track between 2 bands that are actually friends with each other, just busting each other's balls.
Yeah. Well, that made me think of another one. But
if you listen to Open Season, then Open Season is Closed together, like one after the other. Hilarious. It's just they just talk to just basically like what the guys look like. They, one guy's name like Look So Good and like Mr. Not Look So Good, and like just like petty dumb like like you would do with your friends. It just like when you shit you talk to your friends. That's what those 2 songs. But they're dissing each other and they're going hard in the paint. And so, so number 3 is definitely Open Season is Closed, and number 2 is Open Season by Stubborn All-Stars. And then the number 1, No Gasoline by Ice Cube.
No,
It is the greatest diss track of all time.
Yep, I had it as number 1.
Yeah, me too.
My number 1.
Me too.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it. What? Nothing.
Did you just say you haven't heard it?
I have not heard that.
Oh man.
You might have, not realizing it.
Have you seen the Straight Outta Compton movie?
No.
Oh boy.
If it's not metal,
fact,
James don't know about it.
I
Metal
was,
or Fleetwood Mac.
I was Lily White until like 3 hours ago. This color on my face. This is all new.
So no Seven Dust.
Mean.
So, but I mean, I seriously think that is the ultimate diss track because it is after they kicked Ice Cube and didn't out of Ruthless and didn't pay him anything, so that's when he started Lynch Mob.
Yeah,
and then the rest of the guys from NWA started Death Row.
Okay.
So I mean, it
really.
Huh?
Not really. Death Row was Suge. He just started bringing them along. Dr. Dre and
Dre did Aftermath, but I mean, that's kind of, but that's what that whole aspect is from. It's the beef between Death Row and Lynch Mob.
Well, it was NWA first.
Well, yes, of course.
That's what, but no Vaseline. Death Row wasn't even around at that point.
True.
Yeah, Death Row came after NWA broke up, and that was Suge's baby, and then Dre got away with Aftermath.
No, you're right. So it's straight up. It is like basically NWA. It's against NWA because I forgot that they made an album after Ice Cube left, which was horrible.
Oh yeah. Well, I always thought it was funny. You know what? Respect Yourself, or one of the first songs of NWA.
Express Yourself.
Express Yourself. Dre's, I mean, don't be smoking no dope, or I mean, stay off that dope or something. And then he comes out with The Chronic. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah. What are you preaching?
You're right, because speaking of The Chronic, that's after that NWA completely split up.
But he ran into Snoop Dogg. So.
Then he ran into Snoop Dogg. Ran into Suge Knight. He joined Death Row, and that's when they released The Chronic and that's how they met Snoop Dogg. So I mean, it's a great. I think that song and that era of West Coast hip hop had to happen. Like everything had to happen like that because otherwise we wouldn't have like the Tupacs. We wouldn't have Snoop Dogg. We wouldn't have so many amazing artists that came and that turmoil period really helped the scene in the West Coast.
They definitely spoke
a lot
off.
of it was staged. A lot of it was for promotion. I mean,
all of that was like 100%.
What are you talking about?
Russ says we're getting feedback coming from somewhere. I can hear a little buzz, but I don't know.
Oh, it's because the rest of us have hair, and it's coming from James because it's the feedback doesn't get lost in his locks.
I muted James. It wasn't James.
That might be me. Let me mute myself.
I think it's Mr. Professor Beats.
Let me see what's going on here.
I was gonna say I run a gate.
Yeah. I just wanted to make a bald joke. That's all I wanted to do.
That's fair.
Anything better there?
That's better right there, yeah.
All right, I had a fan on. I didn't think it was hitting the mic.
No. All right.
There we go. We got it.
Good looking out, Russ. Good looking out. All right, so next, Mr. Professor Beats, you are next. Can't read it, but that's
okay. So we'll get back onto the topic of Tupac and all that. Let's see here. Let me get my list real quick. Is Hit 'Em Up when he's talking about Biggie's squad and everything. Yeah,
that was my number 2. But I knew, somebody
we
was
probably going to have a lot of the same ones because a lot of mine are more rap based and whatnot. And when all that time and era, I was probably about in probably 8 or so when all this stuff was coming out and whatnot. So I was still pretty young, but it was still in my world pretty apparent, and definitely you could see just the animosity between the East Coast and West Coast that was going on, and it was definitely violent.
Very violent.
People were dying, people were getting shot at. Both Tupac and Biggie, met their demise through, and who knows, there's always speculation over, really if Suge killed Tupac and whatnot. And
exactly. Let's not even get into that. That can be another episode of of music conspiracies.
Okay.
Put that
Mr.
one
Matt
on your
Baller says Seven Dust Enemy.
And then let's see here. My number 4 is 21 Savage a lot. He had a big, the Tekashi thing where he snitched on 21 Savage and all that, and they're talking, it's not just about him. It's just talking about just a lot of the fake people that are around and acting like they're harder and what they're going to be doing, how they're going to be this, this big thing. And they were just really killing each other, stepping on each other and whatnot like that, and it's a really good song, really deep song too. It's you can tell there's a lot of pain through that when he, wrote it about just how many homies he had and who did him wrong and whatnot, and how that happens in the game of music and everything, and pretty much everywhere. You know what I mean? It's hard not to, when you're doing good things or whatever, there's bound to, you're always going to have haters. You're not doing it right if you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, I'll do, let's see, ICP, Nothing But a Bitch Thing, which is what you said, no Eminem. So this is the opposite of that. This is the Detroit beef between them because, I guess there's not enough space in Detroit for, white rappers.
One road, right? 7 Mile Road. That's all they got.
Yeah.
There's not enough room in Motown for two groups of white rappers.
Right. Which, it's funny because when they both came out, it's definitely corny rapping. You know what I mean? Eminem kind of refined himself, but he's still kind of that niche. You know what I mean? But ICP, they just. They don't give a shit.
Dude, they're wild boys, man. Like I'm like, I will never add up to be or admit that I would ever be a juggalo because I just got too many teeth. But
you're not the Great Malenko.
No, but like serious, but the Great Malenko, dude, some of their shit.
It was good.
Dope. Like that's
the only one I can name.
And some of the newer shit that they come out with, and some of the bands that they produce. They're
not only that, the way that they got, like I go to a lot of festivals and stuff like that, and they actually have their own festival.
The Gathering.
The place I go to, this one festival, Lost Lands, which is amazing, by the way. So the greatest things I've ever experienced musically, except for actual just by themselves concerts of people and whatnot. That's where they have it. So, they both have it at that same spot, which Legend Valley, if you ever go there, as you'll see why it's called that, because it's very amazing. So, and I've talked to people, I'm not really, would even think, I kind of laugh at juggalos, but, in the same sense, I have respect for, it's more of a culture thing of people getting together. And when you get something like that based through music, and they're just spread love, they might be a little, worse for the eyes.
They might be a little wild, but like, it's like, if you look on YouTube and you watch this they have this documentary about the juggalos, and like two of the, like my homeboys from Dodge City are interviewed on there. And Derek Robbins, if you watch the show, what up, Derek? They're on there, and like, dude, they're having a blast. And I'm not like shitting on them, but like the Gathering's cool. Like it really is.
Yeah,
a ton of money. They've they don't probably have a want for anything in life. So as far as success, they were successful. Like them, love them, hate them.
Oh,
and that's what it's supposed to be too.
Doug Stanhope says it's like the highest he's ever been in his life. So because he performed, he did some comedy out there, and he's like, yeah, go to the Gathering. He's like, you'll forget who you are for a day.
There's just a whole energy about it. But I'll get to my number 2. We'll get back with Biggie, getting back at Tupac with Who Shot You, And so, maybe Who knows what happened there? You know what I mean? But
Somebody
it's
knows.
also a great song. It's well produced. Everything, you know. Really, you know, a lot of people will say, you know, Biggie versus Tupac. It's kind of like the Beatles versus the Rolling Stones kind of deal. But I like them both. I like it all. You know what I mean? It's it's different aspects and different things. You know, I think a lot of people like, you know, but you know, it definitely sparked that, you know, just really heavy tension through the East and West Coast. And then you got that like you were saying earlier, you got them different styles. I mean, East Coast rappers, and you know, I like Kendrick Lamar as of recent because, you know, not of recent, but when he started coming out, because it really felt like he was bringing that West Coast style of rapping back, and it was really, I don't know, when he's made some great tracks just where I really like the beats in them. You know, they really go they really have a good West Coast beats, and I've actually lived out on the West Coast for a couple of years and whatnot, and it's definitely different than, you know, some of the East Coast ways. And then my number one was No Vaseline, because I mean that started a lot of this stuff, and a lot of this stuff.
So glad I got to go first.
Which, like, I knew when I picked that one, but I couldn't not pick it because it is a great song. I mean, you know, whether it was promotion or not, you know, it's always going to get promotion, but you know, there was, you know.
I don't think that one was promotion. I think that was.
I
think that was. I'm pissed off, motherfucker. I'm gonna.
No,
get it
that
now.
was like because like the.
Well, he's hurt. You know, I mean,
the DJC, like the Department of Jewish, like they went after him. They tried to sue him because he has being anti-Semitic and stuff. Like they went after him real hard, and he still didn't. He wouldn't pull the record.
Yeah.
Well, it's because that dude had so much pull. You know what I mean? You know, you get these managers and agents, man, and you know, you get Pink Floyd, you know, Have a Cigar, which is all about that. You know, you get, you know, they want to take it all. They want to ride every bit of what your success is, and you know, and you got other things like that. You look at Don King, you get beat up by Mike Tyson over some stuff, which he rightfully deserved. You know what I mean? He definitely deserved all that.
He exploited the shit out of a talented fighter, you know?
And, you know, Mike, you know, I really have a lot. I like Mike Tyson. I think he's a really great fighter. But, you know, you just see when people take advantage of someone that's really not thinking like that. They're thinking about what they're good at, what they're talented at. And, you know, a lot of that happened. You just see Ice Cube realize it a lot quicker and just said, screw this, you know, I'm talented. And look what he did after that. You know, right after all that, within a few years, he started directing, started writing, started doing all the Friday movies, which really helped a lot of black actors really come up in the world. You know what I mean?
Black comedians too. I mean, like, you know, like, because what did he have next Friday he had Charlie Murphy was in it, and then he had Mike Epps, and then in the third one he had Mike Epps again, Charlie Murphy, and Cat Williams. You know, like bringing like, and who were thunder, like the murderers in the comedy world, murdering people. Like, I mean, and they were not like, but like with jokes, like these guys were murderers, bro. So yeah, he really did. And what was the first one that he did? Man, it wasn't Friday. It was Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, which is a great movie.
Which is a fantastic movie. Now, are we there yet? The jury's still out on that one.
Well, I'm a fan of those. At that point, they said, "Hey, you know, you got to make a bunch of them. You got to give us one."
Comes to us with a check tomorrow for our podcast. I'm doing it.
All right. Before we get any further, before James gets going on his diss tracks, let's give a huge shout out to Talking Beard Network. Been broadcasting on there since 2021. Huge shout out. Thanks, guys. And then Big Sexy Beard Brand letting us use their StreamYard to broadcast on all these fabulous platforms. Now, as always, I can save you 20%. I use Big Sexy every day, Sex Pot, JRB520 saves you 20%. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, all these fabulous places. Yeah. So, James, you ready?
Yeah, dude, mine's easy. They're all Taylor Swift songs. Each one goes about her ex.
Yep, there you go. All right, so mine. Oh,
Hold on, I gotta wait for
all the Taylor Swift songs about Corey Monteith.
all of them. Well, I want you to name 5 Taylor Swift songs then.
Dude, I can't fucking name 5 Taylor Swift songs. Damn it, Matt, baller. Gonna give lists. You should just be on the damn show. You just mentioned one that was actually legitimately on my list.
Yeah, I figured it was Enemy.
You ought to know.
Matt, you're not allowed to put song titles on shows unless you're going to be on the show. And
Yeah.
I think I will make an executive decision on that. Yeah, we know you
Sometimes
weren't
you gotta
asked,
ask.
motherfucker.
Oh boy.
Chatty Cappy.
So no, you ought to know. Classic anti-Dave Coulier. Anything that's anti-Canadian, I'm really a fan of. You're just too fucking nice up there. Fuck them and their craft dinner.
No,
So
clap,
do you
boy.
brush your teeth to blame Canada every morning?
They're not even a real country anyway. Corn, All in the Family with Limp
Yep.
Bizkit. It's not really like a diss track, but they got some great fucking licks in on each other.
Fred
on that.
Durst
That's what I thought
needs to rehearse what he's saying. Yeah. It's a
Nappy
good
hairy chest. Look, it's Austin Powers.
song.
I'll lick your little taint, mother. Say what?
All in the family.
Another beautiful one would be "Cry Me a River" by Justin Timberlake.
Definitely.
Just fucking talking shit on Britney, and especially like now, that emotional outburst of her, is just really matured. Because that bitch is batshit crazy.
Have you seen her Instagram?
Yeah, they're like saying that she's fake, that she's AI and stuff now.
She's an AI, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they like have somebody like pretending to be her that she's like.
All the deep state stuff, huh? With the mask.
Deep fake. Are like what her showing her titties and stuff like that is definitely not a deep fake. Well, if it is,
Right.
it's a great deep fake because it looks like a crazy human being dancing around. It looks like a meth head dancing around.
Yeah, someone's faking to be her.
Yeah, my phone's gotten weird there.
Making us dizzy.
Actors by Fighters.
What?
Stacked Actors. Lovely little track he penned about Courtney. One of several.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many diss tracks against Courtney. It's stupid.
She writes half of them.
Probably
You
so.
never had to listen to her, Fuck, man. Yeah, this one was tricky. I mean, it really was. There's not many that I really, especially like in the metal world, there's not that many, I think, diss tracks that are odd.
I've
Matt,
got one that will probably surprise you.
Okay. Well, then I abdicate. Let's do.
You abdicate
on
the
the
throne
job.
over to JRB5.
Yeah, I was in over my head on this.
In over your head. Well, like I said, two of my number 1 and number 2 got knocked out. So I'll just go with this one. The metal one was my number 3. But so I don't know. I got to kind of relist here. Let's see.
It's not like we gave you any time.
Oh, no.
It's not like it wasn't your topic.
Yep.
No.
So my number 5 was probably
James's. It was a Thomas's topic. And
And then he didn't even fucking come
no. It
on.
was mine. It was mine.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. My number 5 is "How Do You Sleep?" John Lennon. The breakup with the Beatles. All of them came out with diss songs about each other. I think
That's
Paul
true.
started it with his Rams album, A Beatle Fucking a Beatle, on the cover.
Yeah.
And that's all it was. There was no diss music at that point. So I think John countered with How Do You Sleep? And that whole album, I think it's Imagine, which is, I mean, Imagine is the only part. I don't think it was Imagine, that album, but there's more than one. But How Do You Sleep is really good.
God,
And,
he threw the Beatles under the bus too.
yeah, oh yeah, and God, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
don't
said,
believe in Beatles.
Even George Harrison did a couple.
Yeah, and he's the nice guy.
Yeah, and Ringo. I mean, I don't even know why he even chimed in, but he had a few. But of course, they sucked.
Yeah, he was not the inspiration.
I'm sorry, man. Pete Best was still a better drummer. It was a better drummer than Ringo Starr ever thought he could be.
Yeah, I mean, Ringo just lucked out. I don't know how. I mean, he's got to be the luckiest son of a bitch on the face of the planet, really.
There's a fucking video they did, because a lot of people talk shit on Ringo, where they were going over some of the stuff he did that was actually really wonderfully genius.
Yeah.
Like, if you listen to Something in the Way, like the way he moves the fucking mood around on the drums, it's really kind of cool.
Was there something in the way he moves?
Yeah. It attracts me like no other lover.
Well, but then you got Yellow Submarine that just totally fucking shits on everything he did.
Octopus's Garden.
Oh,
this is
fuck,
like
I just remembered one.
All his contributions are like, other than playing the drums, is like, well, I will have to say Octopus's Garden is one of my favorite Beatles songs because it's just silly. But what a dog shit song.
Yeah. It's definitely old timey, you know.
Let It Be. We've got, and then you're like, Octopus's Garden. It's cool. I was on acid and I played this song.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd invite my friends to that. I just remembered one. Damn it. Okay, I'm adding it.
Go.
Starfuckers by 9 Inch Nails.
Yep.
That
one, I had it, but I didn't go with it because I was leaving it for you, James.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Josh.
I knew somebody would get it. Okay, my number 4. Let's see if I got a... I'll leave it. Tech 9, Yada Yada Yada.
Ooh, you know what? That really just kicked me right in the balls because I actually do live in Kansas City and I should have picked that song.
Yeah, I love Tech 9 from when those albums first came out. I think it was the second or third one. And I mean, he was talking shit on his old producer. You know, he left a label, left a producer.
Then started Strange Music.
Yeah. And it's just brutal, cutthroat. I don't think that one was staged.
No.
And so I had my number 3 as the metal one. Do What I Tell You, Infectious Groove, to Rage Against the Machine, which they were on tour, and Tom Morello called Infectious. Well, he called. They were on tour with Suicidal Tendencies, and so he had called them an old band, the old guy band, or something like that. Tom Morello did. So that pissed Mike Murr off, and so he wrote in his new project. He wrote Do What I Tell You, and it's pretty fucking good. None of you guys heard that one? None of you guys know?
No, I've
Suicidal Tendencies.
Not heard that one. Suicidal Tendencies. I've listened to a lot of Suicidal Tendencies.
I was with Suicidal. I didn't follow him off.
Suicidal Tendencies always was just like a jock punk band to me. Like, and so I never really got into them. Like, I mean, and you like listening to punk rock for years. Like, it just Suicidal Tendencies just wasn't my bag. Like,
man, I love Suicidal Tendencies.
Like, the first fucking record was punk as fuck, though.
Yeah, their first album was fucking amazing.
And then they got more metal. Like, they figured out how to tune their instruments, and they got a budget together and started writing better songs. Mike learned how to sing and
structure.
Let's talk that shit, dude. That's why the metalheads and the punks always get into fucking fights.
I honestly believe that like most of the classic punk that we think of would have sounded more like metal had they had the money to pay for good studio.
Well, yeah, and
songs are great.
I agree with that, and I will say one thing, like the Misfits.
Yeah,
like the first album, Static Age. It's punk because it sounds like dog shit. But then you listen to like stuff like you listen to like their later stuff, and they kind of stuck with that like punk, like that dirty style. But then you listen to like Danzig with like Sam Hain, and then you listen to Danzig himself. Oh, Jesse Taylor's with Jesse Taylor, the guy with a drum set in his photo. Leave Rico alone.
I'm surprised someone didn't pop on about Britney.
Oh. We love you, Jesse. We love you.
But no, like you listen to like dance, like, and I'll say this. I know I'm gonna make people mad. I don't think Danzig is that great. Like, but he's really good when he's better produced.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not a huge fan, but I like the Misfit stuff.
But like the Damned and the UK Subs and fucking Sex Pistols, all of that shit, dude. Like, never mind the Bullocks. I don't even really see as being punk. To me, that's proto metal.
Yeah, and I will agree with that. And I'll throw you one more. I'll go with like Dead Kennedys, No Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables.
Yeah,
that is a straight up metal album. But
oh yeah.
But it was so ill produced, and they didn't have any money. So I mean, that's kind of I guess punk is poor.
Well, except for like when we got later,
Diss tracks, guys. We're dissing on genres right now. Dissing on punk music. All punk music is fake.
Turn the page here.
Listen, if I had a nickel for every girl that got accosted at a metal show, I'd have a shitload of nickels. So at least at the punk shows, they're not gonna get molested.
Number two, my number two is Forgot About Dre.
Yeah.
Though it has Slim in it, but I didn't, like I said, there was a lot. I had a few on here. I had Everlast, Whitey's Revenge, because him and Everlast went at it.
Yeah.
And I think that one was more mocked up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything Slim did was mocked up, I think, because they're just trying to give this white boy clout. Low budget, Russ says on the punk. Low budget, yep. Low fidelity. So my number one was kind of brought on because of Everlast. He did a song with Dilated Peoples. And
like where you going here?
I can't remember. Pop Gun Cap or something like that was the name of the song. I can't remember what it was, but they're all sitting there in the studio. They do their parts, and then Everlast comes in, and they didn't know what he was going to say. And in the studio, they're like bobbing their head and like, yeah, but they didn't really catch the words. And fucking pissed Eminem off. And so Eminem, instead of coming directly at Everlast, started going to Evidence. And I don't know if you guys probably don't know, maybe not know who Evidence is, but dude, he was fucking with Alchemist. He's legit, probably hands down one of the best rappers. Way better than anybody that's been on the radio. He did I Can't Live This Way. I think we've talked about it, but his song dissing Slim, because he didn't, Slim did a song about him, and he was like, man, I don't know what to fucking do, time went by, and then everybody's like, dude, what are you gonna do? So it's kind of like, I gotta come at him. So he happened to said he grew up in kind of both LA and Detroit. So he knew a gal that
so he actually knew what progress was.
Yeah, but he had known a gal that had been with Mr. Slim Shady, and so he had some really good beef, about not being able to get it up, and It was funny. And the next thing I know, Eminem's people are calling him, okay, we're done. We're done. So he goes, we're done, but wait, we got one more. We got one more diss track coming out, and we don't want you to reply to it. So again, he won. I think a lot of people won against Eminem, came out better.
One instance where people really came out better is when Machine Gun Kelly.
You're breaking up.
Yeah.
That's probably better because everything I said was just absolute shite.
All I heard was Machine Gun Kelly, and then you just dropped off. And
right?
Oh, thank God he dropped off and saved himself.
Yeah, I watched both, listened to both of the songs, and again, they're totally produced. They're both talking about the same song, so it was kind of like, hey, they're on the phone writing their lyrics. I'm going to say this about you, and so I'm like, yeah, that's totally made up. But
I will say, worst diss song in the world was Eminem's diss track against Trump. That was just absolutely
like why just leave that kids.
I'll agree.
He's not even in the same game, man.
Yeah, like why would you do this to yourself?
Yeah,
like that is the dumbest thing you could ever do. Just write fucking hi, my name is, and then shut the fuck up. Don't fucking talk about politics. You're from fucking Detroit. You don't even know how to run. They don't know how to run a city. You don't know how to run a country.
Yeah,
and I'm not pro Trump at all. Like I'm not getting into politics, but that song was just, or that little like free flow was just dog shit. I'm like, why would he do this to himself?
Well, he came up against Bush back in the day. You know, white America, and I mean, he's chimed in on you know, I mean, that's kind of what his stick was. You know, the corny raps, the funny raps, and
yeah, but White America was a good song. Like this was just like him standing in a parking garage, just like not making any goddamn sense. It's like, stop talking.
Yeah, he may have got some money to do it too. You never know.
Yeah, he definitely got money to do it.
Oh, he got tons of money to do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, what do we want to do next week?
Singers that died of AIDS.
And singers that died of AIDS.
And you can't say Freddie Mercury.
But can I like drop the hint? You know, we are the champions.
As long as you find somebody to love.
Let's do something like easy, I guess, since you guys had trouble. Songs with a color in it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Everybody's going to say Coldplay's Yellow. And if you do, I don't want to be on this show anymore.
Not my favorite song with a color in it. I can think of at least a dozen other ones. I can
think of a whole bunch of them that are way better. Let's do that. Songs that like have a color in them.
But Coldplay Yellow is barred.
I agree.
Look at the stars.
I can see Thomas like coming on in his fucking boxers with an acoustic guitar singing Yellow.
Look at the stars, I will shine for you.
I don't even know this song, guys. So I wouldn't know.
No, do yourself and try. Hope you don't take all the firearms out of your house, and then listen to Coldplay's Yellow, and then.
I can honestly say I have never
got to get rid of the ropes too, and then all the sharp objects, because that song just makes you want to kill yourself because it's so terrible.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever enthusiastically try to listen to Coldplay.
Oh, I used to have a buddy in high school that would just like that's how he would woo the women by playing Yellow, and I'm like,
top 5 Neil Young diss tracks not made by Leonard Skinner.
Interesting fact.
That is too niche.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Interesting fact about Yellow. That is the hold music to the suicide boxes in Switzerland. You put in your quarter, and before the fucking thing does its thing, it starts playing Yellow. That way, you don't back down.
I can hear it, Russ. I got you, buddy.
Yeah. It's all good.
It's all good.
Shit happens, man. Shit happens. We apologize. Hopefully, it's not.
Shit happens when you party naked.
Yeah. So we're gonna do colors. Yeah. I thought Just Alex was
Okay,
going to
hold
try
on.
to make an appearance tonight.
Hold on. While we talk about this, so we can't do Coldplay's Yellow, and you can't do Ice-T's Colors.
Okay.
Would have never done that one anyhow.
Yeah.
God damn it! I just gave away a great song.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Just leave it open and let the
All right, my
shenanigans
number one for
begin.
next week is Ice-T's Color.
Well, you can say it, and then none of us will pick it, and then you can put it on your list and be like, "Oh well, I only said it so you guys wouldn't pick it."
Pretty much.
Well, you
That's
got
how
one
it
for the
would
list.
work.
Well, how's Alex doing? Alex, I thought she was going to pop on.
She is asleep. She's got to go to work at 11.
Okay.
So she's sleeping.
Okay.
She's on nights this week, or for the next couple days. So that's why I tried to wake her up. I tried to call her, but as she, I'm not gonna. I don't like this podcast enough to deal with that or waking that woman up. So here we are.
Yep.
I'm not blaming you at all.
No. I think it's best let them sleep anytime. Never wake them up unless you want an arm.
Yeah, I agree there.
Unless you have a bunch of chocolate.
Yeah.
You just got to do it very, very slowly.
And if you wake him up,
See, I don't do anything slowly though. I just like, what up, bitch? And it doesn't work that way. It's just so I'm just like, oh, she's sleeping. She got to go to work, So if we do need a co-host, I might have one. He's upstairs right now. One of my homeboys. If we need one for like a fill-in for next week, we can have old Brady Lynn from Foil band for punk band for KC. I mean, I'm sure he'll do it. So
All right, we'll see. We probably Mr. Matt Bowler, let him come on.
oh, of course.
We could have two of them because I'm pretty sure Thomas is going to be busy. He made his monthly appearance, and
Glad he was shirtless, and
well, I'm glad he wore a shirt last week. But yeah.
I know. I mean, for the kids.
All right, so next week we're gonna do colors. Tomorrow, I've got Art Assault. I've got Mr. Addison Lee Thompson coming in. He's rolling through town, and he's gonna do a show at the Barcode.
That's cool, man.
Awesome.
He's from Texas via Montana. So
that is a massive distance of states that have a lot of drive time.
yeah, he started the tour in Idaho last night. I think he's in Nebraska tonight. I think
Evelyn, what are you doing?
And he's wrapping up the last leg of his tour here in Wichita, and headed home to see his wife Monday for Mother's Day, a day late, I guess. But he's gonna come on, then I'm gonna take him up to Barcode and check him out.
Yeah, man.
But he's also a member of Big Sexy Beard brand. That's kind of how I got in touch.
Evelyn, no.
For him.
No.
And so James is definitely yelling at his kids for the next 2 weeks. And Professor Beats, what are you doing?
What's that?
What do you got going on?
I'm for the rest of the day or tomorrow?
For
the rest of your life.
Oh,
Everything on right now.
You know, are you gonna join the cult?
Trying to laugh, working probably, but
you got any shows coming up?
I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe doing something in June. I'm not sure yet. I've been kind of busy and whatnot, and like I said, I've been trying to get ahead of get ahead of where I'm comfortable. But you know, I'm not bad right now, but I'd like to get a little bit to where, you know. So I'm going to be probably working on a few cars and stuff too. You know, I've been
hustling.
Yeah, that, and you know, been working slowly on producing music and stuff like that too. So
you still got that venue connection with that venue? Is that? I think you did one other show since we were there.
Yeah. the last time we did a show there, though, the cops got called. So, but we had so the first time you'd been there, that's the first time we did it there. We had the stage pointing out towards the road of West Street.
Yeah.
And so we had that laser and whatnot that I have. And so, it's shooting out the window and whatnot. So I was like, well, how about we flip it around and we'll shoot it back the other way? We don't got to worry about it. We can bring it down a little lower so we can kind of get more of the effect. Well, the dual 21s that we have were, I guess, shaking things two blocks away. So, the two cops came in there. One was a real overzealous one. It kind of was a bad situation for him for a second. I had to kind of calm things down. The guy didn't realize he was instantly surrounded by 20, 30 people very quickly. And it was like, for one, it was a private event, and the dude shouldn't have came in there to educate us, is what they said, educate us on the
city ordinances. Yeah.
I was like, well, listen, you can do that outside. All you got to do is ask. I'll turn it down. You know what I mean? Don't come in here. He came up to the DJ, act like he was going to throw the equipment off. And it's like, you better get away from that expensive shit. You know what I mean?
There are about 40 people that are going to stomp a mud hole in your ass right now.
Yeah. And then the lady cop, she just was backed up, but it's like, man, you're really putting yourself in a position that is like, I don't know what you're thinking. Even if you called for backup, they wouldn't be here in time for you. But, it got calmed down and whatnot. And, there's drunk people and whatnot. So, that's always added fuel. But, like, who's the one running this thing, and I just kind of looked at the owner because the owner was there. He loves, going up there with us and whatnot. And actually, they do some things every Saturday at that same event. Sometimes, most of the time, and I usually post it on my thing. And it's a great way if you guys ever want to get out and shop around local. It's a lot of local businesses that go up there and do that. But I just let him handle it. You know what I mean? Because
did you catch the cop's name?
No, man.
Come on. Let's not. But
no, I got an ex-brother-in-law that I'm pretty sure that's his precinct, and it sounds like something he would do.
Well, it looked like a younger cat. The dude looked like he was fresh out of the academy.
Okay.
He was a little Mighty Mouse, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he was.
Listen here, guys.
That's exactly, and we're like, hey, and I asked them because they were like, oh, we could write you, like, oh, you're lucky we're not giving you a ticket or something. I said, well, listen, do you have a decibel reader on you? Because they never do,
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we can hear it from this. Well, it doesn't matter. You don't have a measuring unit, a unit of measuring utensil to sit here and tell me I am breaking the law. But they're like, you can't flex the windows like that. Because
I don't know how the windows flex. I don't know. I don't know about how glass works, but I do know how decibels work. So if you have a decibel meter, go get one and then just turn the shit down.
Well, I think if we throw something else again there, we'll probably just bring one of the dual 21s, and we'll turn it up a little louder.
Yeah, that was a lot. I mean, I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, when honestly, it was only up a quarter of the way. Everything was.
I mean, it was vibrating my organs.
Oh yeah, we wanted to show out and whatnot because some of the other systems that are into there's only one more powerful system than ours, and it's built for and it shakes a whole warehouse. So Yeah. But we wanted to kind of show out and whatnot and flex on it. I'd really love to fully open it up, maybe outside somewhere, because really, we broke in those speakers up at the Flow Foundry, or the Muse is what it's called now, and we were up like 60%, and it sounded like the ducting was going to come off and stuff.
Hell yeah, man, that's fucking dope. So, Mr. James. What do you got going on? I mean, other than buying wax for your head.
We're gonna get fucking whiskey drunk.
Yeah?
We're gonna play some music, get whiskey drunk, and hopefully I won't talk about what happens after that publicly.
Well, I hope you do, and I like whoever's behind you doing the hole, and the horns. Hell yeah, fucking hey, dude. Fuck yeah, brother.
Diabolical Orange Monkey tonight. They've got I think Fuck Around and Find Out. I think that's a diss song, right?
Yeah.
So go check out a diss song by Diabolical Orange Monkey from Ashes and Final Thoughts, Barleycorn. Barleycorns is closing down at the end of the month.
What?
Really?
No, Barcode.
Yeah, Barcode. Sorry.
I was like, whoa,
No.
No, it's that room,
Yes.
man. Like, nobody will support it because it's not the Elbow, and if you call it the Elbow, they'll fucking stone you in the parking lot. So
yeah.
I think
like,
it's
that
more.
building is not going to be an effective venue.
I think it's more of an issue with the owner and the people. The people renting the Barcode.
Yeah.
Is what I've heard. But they've got another spot that they're gonna. It's a little bit bigger, I think, from what I heard. I can't remember what it is, but they're just gonna kind of transition from there the first of the month. And
I know, and I know we're running out of time. I don't have anything. I'm glad we skipped over me a lot because I don't have a lot going on. No, but I do. I'm doing comedy in Elkhart, Kansas, June 30th, with
in the middle of a field.
In the middle of a cornfield, and then the next night I'll be doing comedy in Garden City, Kansas, and check it out. I'll be the emceeing the show for Trevino, and it's going to be a good time. So if you're in the Southwest Kansas area, if you do listen to this, then come check it out. Yeah. We'll make some jokes, and I'll fart on stage or something, just for you.
Hey, that's always handy. You need to get a laugh.
I think James and Professor Beats and I were in Wichita. We got Russ asking same city, state. Alex is in Kansas City, Missouri side, right? Or are you Kansas?
Yes, Missouri. Of course, man. I like my weed legal.
Yeah.
It's
more fun if you get caught and it's not legal.
No,
I don't agree.
Not. Why do you think I moved to Missouri? You think I wanted to be here?
Got the threat of death.
Change is coming. It's just going to take Kansas a long fucking time to do it, just like with everything. But
that's where prohibition started. So.
Oh yeah.
I gotta get. She's too squirmy. Needs to go.
All right.
I got to get on too.
All right, you guys have a good night. Thanks for coming on.
Pleasure.
We'll see you all next week.
Bye, guys.